Can we just destroy it before we go? And I should probably also put some turning. It just exploded. Okay, what's up guys? Welcome back to some more Besiege fuck around, wherein today I'm gonna take a suggestion from the previous episode's comment section and make that. The previous one we did a boat, but now it's time to step it up a notch. We're gonna build a freaking submarine. Now, for those of you who haven't seen this yet, don't get too excited because it is just a mod. But I think 20 is gonna do just fine. Right, there it is. So that's pretty good. I should still probably just put this one up, otherwise we are definitely gonna have some issues here. But yes, basically what I'm gonna do here, let's get rid of that. But basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the concept from the Beast jet engines video, which I did in Better Besiege Building by the Bearded Beast, which is these. Now, only one of these were built in the Better Besiege Building by the Bearded Beast episode, but we need two here, and the reason for that is that these work very, very differently in water than what they would in the air, because in the air they just go forward and you could only have one because the torque is pretty much gone. Well, these wheels are kind of gonna drive in the water, and so we need something opposite so it doesn't tilt the entire submarine, because I don't want that. So I say we test this out. Let's just see how it... Ooh, okay, okay, there's a bit of a referencing downstairs, so you can actually see that it indeed is moving. But this is pretty good so far. However, there's one more thing we need, and that is another one of them. So, very, very easily, let's do that. And copy! And the reasoning that I copied these two, and again, let's just see if they're actually going the same way. Yes, they are. Oh, this is beautiful. But yes, the reason why we need two is I found it very, very hard to actually make the boat in the previous episode go if there weren't, like, opposite but equal engines, if that makes any sense. Like, you basically needed to drag and also push from the front and the back of the whole submarine or boat or whatever you're making with this water mod. Now, another thing that I want to try is take... Okay, that was bad. I'm just gonna redo that. But basically what I want to do is copy this and tilt it 90 degrees, so we basically have room for something in the middle that's then gonna be able to push it up and down in the water, because this is for going forwards. Alright, there it is. So I have done just a few extra things than just these things in the middle, because these ones out here, these, are gonna be used for tilting the entire sub, like pitching up and down, kind of like a plane would pitch. I'm not gonna have any roll on this because that wouldn't make any sense, but I think pitch kind of does. And then of course there's these in the middle, and these, which is actually 4 engines, which is freaking insane, is gonna be used for simply submerging and going back up again. So this should basically work, I hope. Alright, so you go down. Alright, looking good. Now, was it Z or X? It was Z, because then we're going forwards. I'm just gonna try to move the camera just a little bit so you can actually see that we indeed are going towards something. And we're still going down. That's another thing I'm gonna talk about in just a second. But basically, we're moving. And nobody said this was supposed to be fast, even though the wheels actually are very, very fast. Can we just destroy it before we go? And I should probably also put some turning. It just exploded. Okay, I should probably put on some turning as well. Well, the thing about it is, if I put on more of these propellers to be able to make the whole turning thing, then it's gonna lag out even more. So I'm thinking, and please bear with me, but I'm thinking about maybe putting a torque system in the middle here on top of these 4 engines that are then submerging and remerging? I don't freaking know. But basically a torque steering system in the middle of everything. You know what? Come to think of it, maybe it's the wheels that are lagging it out. Like, I mean, there should be more calculations for the propellers than the wheels, but I'm just saying, maybe this is actually way, way counterintuitive. Alright, so I've shown this a few times before, where I put this one on and then make the torque system. So if you've seen this before, you can basically just skip it. But this is a little bit of a trick to make a torque steering system, for those of you who don't know. So you want to select the brace and then put it on one side, and still holding your mouse button, you're going to want to press delete when holding it over this ballast. And what that does is, oh god, the camera, okay, but basically you can track it onto the wheel and then do that. Alright, let me just focus on the wheel so it gets less weird, but yes, then do the same thing on the opposite side, and then of course put it down to the wheel. So now what you have, and let's just put this on something different, there we go. Now what you have is a very, very simple torque steering system like that. Now of course there are things that we can do to better this. I actually think this is going to go all the way up to 6, because that's what all the other engines are. Let's see about it. Okay, right, so as you can see right there, I'm just gonna try to actually go up, because... Okay, what's happening? It's maybe not too happy. Oh, it is so not too happy. What the hell is going on? Is it the thing below? Because I didn't actually key map that, so that is still going around. Yeah, well, just a tiny little fix for that. Simply put the module down by like 0.15 of a block, and that should be just fine. Same thing up here. Alright, so let's do this. I'm just gonna go up into the air, because this one can also fly. It's basically a flying submarine as well, but you can see that it indeed is turning whenever I'm using the torque system. So what I'm hoping is that this works in the water. I can't be completely certain though. Wait, is it super slow? Is that... Okay, that is just super slow. I thought 0G was on. No, why are you tilting? Maybe it's the excessive mass up top. I think that's what it is. Alrighty, look at this. Hell yeah, that's the torque system doing its thing. So that is actually working. A slight thing that I forgot is kind of the pitching of it. I didn't really key map that yet. Hey, trees! Okay, yeah, it gets a little bit weird every single time you start the level because the trees and the chickens and all that stuff is basically gonna float to the surface. But dude, this is good. Like, I don't really know how it's gonna look yet. It may look very, very bad. In that case, I'm okay with it because really this is the functionality and more blocks and everything are just gonna lag it out. Alright, testing the Okay, that is a weird tilting mechanism. I think I may need to tone that down just a tad. Alright, so let's see this. Test number 2 of the pitching. Oh hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah, much, much better. I see this, though. That's a bit of an issue, that this is shaking that much. So I'm gonna lift up the unpowered wheel and everything else just up a little bit. And 5, 10, 15, so that's 0.15, and it doesn't fall off. Oh, great. Okay, underside too. And there we go. Alright, now it's time to test the pitching one more time. I hope that these cubes up here is not going to be affected, and of course they are not. But the pitching is still working perfectly. Oh my goodness, it's very, very slow, but again, nobody said that this was going to be the fastest thing ever. However, I don't think it's going to be the prettiest thing ever either. I guess what I'm going to try to do is just simply cover this with some blades and then make sure that I edit those blades so it actually, first of all, fits the form of the submarine, but secondly, also doesn't make it too clunky. Alright, a little bit later, here we are. Now, I said it wasn't going to be the best thing ever, like the best looking thing ever, and I've only done the front so far, but this is basically what I came up with in order to kind of make it look like a submarine. Again, emphasis on kind of, because it really only kind of looks like it. But actually, I think it's kind of cool that there is some kind of open space where you can see the engines working and everything, so that's a real nice touch. However, now it's time to flip it over and put on some weapons. Aha! Now, because this thing is completely mirrored, then all you need to do is basically just set an anchor point, remove that, duplicate, and then simply rotate those blocks over. If everything goes according to plan, whenever I start right now with a little bit of lag, it should hold together, which I can already see it's gonna have some issues with there, but yeah. Well, actually not that many issues, but one of these blocks, or actually 2 of these blocks, are still remaining. I figured I needed to remove those, but this is basically it. I can probably still make these ones, like this one and that one, just a tad bit longer, but again, I like to see inside of it and actually see the engines in motion. However, what are we gonna do about the weapons? Well, it's not gonna be nowhere as advanced as the submarine itself. Now, I would like to have a few cannons here, right? I'm worried about the blades maybe intersecting with that, but I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. Some cannons, maybe actually only 1 row, but ooh, wait, I can make them face different directions. I just need to scale them down just a little bit, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, forwards and backwards shooting. Let's see how it goes, if anything breaks. Lag. Alrighty, there we go. Where the hell the key map? Oh, god damn it, that's the spinning block. I need the steering block, not the spinning block, god damn it. Okay, so it seems to be holding together somewhat. I'm just gonna try to turn a little bit. Yeah. Alrighty, we got a few issues. This is strange. I'm gonna try to put down the speed just a little bit more, even though I'm pretty sure that has nothing to do with it. Yeah, see, even like this low, there's a lot of frame rate issues. I don't know if that's the weapons or what that is, but maybe we should just go without weapons for this one. Oh, actually, I can put on 1 cannon like right here. And the fact that this one already is very, very frame consuming, if that's a thing you can say, then it may just get worse from us putting on some weapons. What is the time now? Okay, 15. It should definitely be 50 at least. And as you can see, oh god, the lag. Okay. I'm gonna need to restart this, hang on. Alright, so the game has been reset, or restarted. 50% speed once more. Of course, we need the free build mode. Yes, there we go. That is a much, much better frame rate. So I don't know if the weapons broke it or whatever. However, there is one thing I definitely need to see, and that is these. Yeah, they seem to be sticking alright, so I don't know why they flew off before. But either ways, I say that we try out every single little thing about this one. So if we toggle the engines on, that would be N, I think, which actually is supposed to be M instead, because motor, and then, yeah, that's basically what that is. But either ways, whenever I go down here, it should just hold its position. Yeah, look at that. Like, you can kind of see relative to the shadows of the trees over there and everything, like where my mouse pointer is right now. It is very, very steadily holding its position. Going up a little bit, but that is completely fine. I'm going to go down, and I can... Oh, yeah, right, that's tilting. So Z is going forward, and X is, of course, going backwards and everything. Oh, man, look at that. And then I can also turn. I need to flip the turning, though, but that's what that is. Look at this thing. I am actually super, super proud. I know it's probably like nothing. Oh, now the frames are definitely starting to lag. And I can see a lot of these propellers in here are having issues. Regarding propellers having issues. Now, I hope this is gonna be enough. Like, just kind of put it in just a little bit. Again, I'll just test this and make absolutely sure that everything is as it should be. And guys, please let me know if you want this on the actual workshop so you guys can... try this out if you have the water mod, or if you're ever going to get the water mod. Now, N, and then go down. Oh, hell to the yeah. So it's holding its place, and then we can... Okay, right, that's still tilting. This is still turning. Oh, it's the turning that is messing it up. Aha, I see. Okay, what the hell do I do about that? Okay, so for the sake of the working parts of this submarine, and for the fact that it should also keep on working, I'm gonna delete those. So we have this. Yes. Okay, again, it may have been done just a tiny bit better, but I don't know why the blades are rotating and the ballast is not. So this is as good as it's gonna get. Now, since this is a Besiege Fuck Around episode, we can go the extra mile just a tad bit. 12 cannons, that should do the job just wonderfully. Now, if I just put this one into the simulation... Oh, what's happening there? That's not too good. Yeah, so what I was trying to do is basically this. So we have some sort of control on these cannons. This means if this one goes to the surface, we can actually shoot like really, really far. But I don't really know what to do with these ones over here. So you know what, guys? I'm going to omit the weapons over here. I'm just going to remove them, and then you guys can maybe come up with some other ideas for this whenever you download it. And like I said, I will always try to go back to these projects in the Besiege Fuck Around and actually try to make them just a little bit better. The problem, though, is I don't feel like I have enough things to make better to make a full episode of that just yet. Alright, so let's see here. If I put on the motor on M, which is now the correct button, then we should be able to go down and submerge ourselves, and then it should also hold its place, just like it did before. It is very, very slowly going upwards, so that is something I can tune, like fine-tune and everything. But let's just check out everything else. How about the tilt? It works beautifully. Oh my god, look at that. Okay, so the turning, and no blades are falling off so far. This is awesome. This is a very, very big thing for me, because I actually didn't think that this would work, in the sense that it kind of does, but it is really, really cool, so I'm super happy about this. I'm kind of proud, actually. But either ways, guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of Besiege Fuck Around. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.